Hey yo! My name is Sarah, and today I will be doing the book review to Spectacle by Rachel Vincent. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the second book to the Menagerie series. So, yeah, first book is the Menagerie, so check it out. Non-spoilers. I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. This book takes place right after it's the first one, with the main character being Delilah, who runs the menagerie. For those of you who really don't know, the background story is that in today we have what are called cryptids, which are creatures from legend. Like, sirens, minotaurs, centaurs, satyrs, fae, nymphs, those kind of creatures, the ones that we think, they're not real. People in your homelands, look at it, because there's something going on in your backyard. So, yeah, this is like a modern world with monsters. People know about that, and people don't like them. Because there's, an incident where there are some insurgent cryptids that killed a lot of people. So, all of them are evil. So, a bunch are hunted, captured, and put for profit, or thrown into science labs to be experimented on. It's Delilah is a human, but she's also something else, and that's how she got caught and bought by the menagerie and was put to perform. But then she and her fellow cryptids took over the menagerie, and they've been free in a way and trying to get their friends back that were sold. Well, not gonna happen, because in Spectacle they get found out, and the owner of the Spectacle buys them, and we get a whole different kind of prison. So it's I know people have been complaining about how they escaped one prison to fall into another one, but this one, from Menagerie, they were prisoners behind the bars. This one is all psychological, so that's gives us a better insight of what the human world thinks of the cryptids, as well as the kind of weird, disturbing ways to imprison them or just kill them. So in this book, Delilah and her group have to again escape from a different kind of prison, aka the Spectacle. So I give this 4 out of 5 stars. The last book literally had me running up the wall, so I was ah! But this one I was okay, I can make it, because this, for months, my anxiety waiting for this book. But as I read along, that went, okay, I can make it. Part 2, I will get into that in spoilers. But yeah, there were some times where I wanted to yell at the characters, use your head! Or it's just please, let's go along with the game for right now. It's it's a prison, but you gotta find a way how to survive it, and also find the loopholes and everything. It's so yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. It was an enjoyable read. I need a vacation after this one, but yeah, Spectacle by Rachel Vincent, and that's as far as I'll get into non-spoilers. So, bye, non-spoilers. Spoilers. So like I said, I need a vacation, because after the last book review I did, and this one, I need a book vacation very much. Yeah. Let's get into spoilers. So, Delilah, being Afireya, who is the embodiment of justice, she has been in charge of the menagerie for about 2 months. Everyone's been performing their way. The tickets have been selling, but then again, we're about to hit school season, so Gallagher does point out that we might need to do bigger venues. Doesn't happen, because the owner, Willem Vanderkamp, I believe that's how you pronounce the name, of the Savage Spectacle, finds out, sends in a SWAT/recovery team on the menagerie, and not good. So yeah, he is the owner of the Savage Spectacle, the SS for initials. For those of you whose minds registered a different name when you thought of SS, keep it to yourselves. So yeah, the Spectacle, it's basically whatever money can buy. Vanderkamp has venues. He also rents out his monsters for engagements. I believe that's what you call them. His cryptids for engagements. Ooh. And he has fighting arenas. Fight you to death, Spartan. And safaris. Ugh. This is not good. So he does not buy any of the children from the menagerie. His wife is a little psycho. She does not want the monsters breeding, so she forces abortions on the females. And the cryptids have to wear collars that not only electrocute them if they get out of line or they think of shifting, but it also paralyzes them and mutes them whenever they need to be silenced or at night. So that's like, that would definitely get in my head where I would be freaking out all the time. But then again, they have a place to stay. The males and females are kind of together. They get food and they got mats. So that is really a psychological twist on the head and the mind, because the cryptids have been there for a while, are docile. They just go along with it now. So I like, I'm getting out of here. Delilah come up with a way to get out of here. So I was like, yeah, apparently Delilah and Dr. Vandekamp have met because she did his seminar, which is a surprise to Tabitha, his wife. Like, you actually taught this creature? It's like, well, she is human biologically. It's like, no one knows about the Furies that much, just that they are the embodiment of justice. Like, Vandekamp knows a little bit on mythology, so he's like intrigued a bit, but he doesn't know how to play her out with the guests. The times I wanted to yell, use your head, was with Gallagher. I'm like, he is a red cap, and his word is his bond. He is a warrior. He is the champion of the one who he chooses to be his person, I guess. And when the menagerie gets taken, I'm thinking, okay, you can break out of the prison. You and the other humans can regroup and figure out how to infiltrate the spectacle. You can become a handler and do what you did in the menagerie, scope out the place, form a plan, and then you can escape. This dude, this clueless son of a bitch, pulls a stunt in the police station, basically outing himself as a fae, and he gets captured. What were you thinking? I'm like, oh yeah, the logic in his, it's very sound, saying like it's easier to break out of a fort than breaking in. But once they put that collar on you, dude, you are useless. They use Delilah against you. They use the other cryptids against you. You have a collar that can paralyze you neck down and electrocute you. It's like, really? Really? Oh, Gallagher, why? You were my hero in the first book, but now you're just like, nope. So yeah, they figure out that him and Delilah are a thing. They think it intimately, but no, they're like, not like that, people. I'm just his person. He's my champion. So it's like, the Fury, I thank God, gets a few swipes in this book. Well, in the first part, because one handler it's hitting Romilly because she's not taking a shower, and he's about to hit her in the face, and then the Fury goes off, ding, do it to yourself, and he starts punching him in the face. Yay! But that's how Vandekamp gets a full taste of the Fury. He's like, no, how am I supposed to play you? And her and Sianya, I think that's how I pronounce her name, Sianya, who's one of the cryptids from the menagerie, they get engaged and they have to be part of a venue. Really, people, y'all can't hire that many. Well, it's part of the thing, so they have to be waiters stuff. And it's a bachelor party, dudes, and one of them's trying to take off her bikini top, and he pays the handler a little bit more money, and then Fury gets a little pissed, and she's basically the thing, and she's like, do it to yourself, and he strips down and crawls around naked, and all the guys are like freaking out first from Delilah's transformation, but they're like all laughing at the dude. So it's like, in a way, justice. So Gallagher, he's part of the fighting rings now with Erox, the Minotaur. I love that Minotaur so much. And, yeah, they figure out they really can't get him to perform, so Delilah purposely tells the handlers to beat her up because she knows he's not going to perform, and they're, like, very cautious with her right now. But, like, okay, they get Gallagher to perform, and that's kind of, like, where... Okay, the first part of the book, my anxiety was, like, able to deal with, and it's like we know Gallagher gets Delilah as a reward. Again, they think they're very intimate in a way that cryptids try to imitate human behavior, but so like part one, she's gonna try to figure out how to get everyone out. Like I'm reading, and I'm like da 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 da. Missing 2 months. Come again? Pregnant. What? 1 second, I dropped my book. What? Delilah is pregnant? What? And she's missing 2 months of her memory? What? What the hell? What? Ah! Ooh! My anxiety. Rachel Vincent, what were you drinking when you wrote part 2 in this book? Huh? What were you drinking or doing when you wrote the second half of this book? Huh? Ugh. So yeah, Delilah doesn't remember 2 months. Apparently she's been installed by herself in her own wing with a new handler named Pagano Italian. And Gallagher's been fighting, and she's been doing, she's been rented out. I can't remember the word again. And, yeah, she's been doing things she doesn't remember. And now she's pregnant. She is pregnant. Let's find out what she's been doing these last 2 months. Okay, handicaps have been renting her out, but for other things, I think she's been, his personal little errand person. Because she goes to a guy's house dressed in a maid's outfit, so thinking creepy fetish right there, creepy fetish. But no, she's literally cleaning, and then she sees the husband who owns that house beating up their kids, and the fury goes justice on him, and he kills himself. But when she goes down to tell the wife is like, "Is it done?" Apparently, Vandecamp's found a way around the Furious Justice thing, and he's been using her, I believe, to kill certain people. I'm not so sure about that. But we find out there are some cryptids that could erase her memories, but she bribes the little girl by giving her a cookie. But when she comes to give her the cookie, she meets another little girl that does the same thing, and she finds out that she's been wiping Delilah's memory, but she's like, "You told me to wipe away 2 months. You gave me a cookie for it." Bright side of this entire freaking book, we find Jenny! Yay! Genevieve, we found you! Why are you here? Book 1, Menagerie. Genevieve was the daughter of a werewolf. Luciano, I believe that was his name. Claudio, forgive me for that. Claudio. And she had been sold to another traveling circus, but when they found the circus, it apparently shut down, and they had no clue where the cryptids went, so they had no clue where to find Jenny, and Claudio was searching for Sidewell. She was part of the Safari Games, where first round of hunters, they used tasers. Second round of hunters, they used crossbows. Third round, they used guns. Sinyana's brother, Piat, was part of the first round, but then they put Jenny, a 13-year-old girl/werewolf, in the round 2 with the crossbows. Oh my god. Claudio does break in, tries to rescue Jenny, but he doesn't. He falls into the first round, so he gets tasered and captured. Oops. Delilah. She goes Furia again when she, okay, so like I said, Tabitha forces abortions on the female cryptids. Well, she did it to one of the menagerie cryptids, and Delilah finds out, so she does the thing to the doctor, And thank you, Romilly, for your creepy death visions, because the doctor slices open his belly and pulls out his intestines. And she threatens to tell Pagano, well, she tells Pagano that she's pregnant and threatens to say it's his baby. So they go see Vandekamp, and he's like, why did you do that to the doctor? How come I'm still pregnant? What? What'd you say? Huh? I don't understand what you're talking about. Tabitha, get in here! Apparently her and Tabitha, when Delilah found out she was pregnant, and Tabitha is infertile, they had an agreement that if the baby was human, Tabitha would take it as their own, because she's thinking, you were a blessing that Oracle said so. And both Delilah and Vandekamp, the only time they actually agree on something, they're like, she only does prophecies of someone dying. Oh, well, coincidence! Not. So, yeah, Delilah's pregnant, but she's trying to figure out who the daddy is. One possibility is Gallagher, because apparently, on the second time of his fighting, a person paid for a creepy watch animals in the natural habitats, and it was her, Delilah, Gallagher, an incubus they bought and saved, and another cryptid, and to save Delilah the humiliation, her and Gallagher did the deed. And then we find out that Tabitha inseminated Delilah, so who knows whose baby it is, so they do get a taste. The ending felt a little too convenient. I mean, Delilah was put on duty because some of the cryptids have to pull their own weight, so they gotta bring on, transfer food and everything. Well, she was put on hospital duty, and she saw Claudia, and they talked a bit, and he found out she was pregnant because the smell. And Pagano, he actually gets insight on that they're actually good cryptids, even like when she was talking about in the menagerie, how they were free in a way. And Gallagher now finds out that she's pregnant. He's wondering, is the child mine or is it the daddy? And he looks at Pagano. For Pagano, I'm like Vaz from Carve the Mark. I am in denial that he is dead. Please, Rachel Vincent, please prove me right, because Gallagher impales him. But Delilah's like, he's not the father. Like, oh. Please let him be like a cryptid without him knowing, because like Delilah, being a Furia, she's born human, but it's like a spirit possessing her, so she has no marks or whatever as a way to figure out that she is a cryptid. Please let Pagano be one of those. And as to why I say the escape felt so convenient, it was because they were able to break from the collars, and they were able to get to the security room and disable all of them. It's like, And Gallagher, I know you're a red cap and technology does not work well with you, but seriously, you know how a computer works, because Delilah had explained it to him. It's like, when you destroy the computer, go for the box with all the circuits, not the big screen. So while Delilah goes to help the other cryptids, Gallagher has his revenge with Vandekamp. He dismantles him pretty much. Arms flying, legs flying, your spine in the air, blood. Wah! You are fulfilled. Morrow, Delilah? Pregnancy test. We'll take that along the road. So Delilah, she goes with her cryptid. She finds the cryptid's part of the menagerie. Most of them know how to drive, so she tells them to get the other menagerie cryptids and anyone else to escape. They're like, do you have a plan? No, our plan right now is just to escape. We will find each other eventually. She runs into Tabitha. Tabitha shoots Delilah, no good. Tabitha, Gallagher destroys Tabitha. Tabitha head rolled. Both Vandecamps are dead. Mr. and Mrs. Yay! And all the guards who are smart and not willing to take that hazard pay, they book it. So, the wife to the man that she killed, she's a surgeon, so she helps Delilah recover. But then she's like, y'all gotta go. Don't worry, Daddy will take care of you. Daddy? Gallagher! Thank God! Thank God! The baby is Gallagher's. Oh. we got something else to worry about in book 3. So, okay. So, really, Gallagher? You had to kill Van de Kamp because apparently the man that Delilah killed was Senator Aaron, one of the senators that Van de Kamp had to get alongside so he could pass a bill to where he could get all those callers sent out across the country. So it's like, Delilah at the time belonged to Van de Kamp, meaning that he was responsible. Hello, leak news information, leak valuable information to the news, and then we can get the headlines. Owner of Spectacle, responsible for death of a senator. Yo, that would have been a whole lot better way to take down Van de Kamp. Like, it's a legal way to take him down, but no, you just had to kill him. So, like, we got nothing. The reason how we found out that the menagerie was exposed was because in book 1 we had a Jinn, Sultan, what's the word again? Sultan, yeah. Who wanted his daughter. Didn't happen. She died in menagerie at the very end. Close to the border. They sent Metzger, who owned the menagerie, to him as a peace offering. He sent back pieces to family members of Metzger, and that's how they got found out. So, book 3! Book 3 of the menagerie series. We get Senyanya's, I cannot pronounce her name. We get her twins, her babies back. We get Gale's son, the Berserker, the reason why we were in the town at the time. Rescue the humans, Kevin, Aparax, and Alirose. I think that's how I pronounce their name. These are very strange names. We get them back. The cryptids of the menagerie meet up and they form a plan. We kill the Sultan, even though he's in charge of an entire nation. And we just figure out what to do with the humans. I hope there's another Firea in the next book, because we need more help in this situation. Pagano is still alive, please. And we need to know what happens with the baby between Gallagher and Delilah. My fanfic mind was running through this book through the whole time. And I was like thinking, okay, so people might have found out that menagerie wasn't run by humans, but the cryptid itself. We need some human cryptid sympathizers here because they'll be like, I was there and they're good. We do research. There's some good cryptids out there. We need like a heist going on. We need people who rent out venue in the spectacle. We need an organized extraction team, like an anonymous thing. We get in there, and then right when the whole party happens, EMP goes out. These people stealing security suits, tell cryptids to escape, and everything. We need cryptid sympathizers, people. Another fanfic thing going through my mind. Savage Spectacle sounds a little bit more like this Savage song. It could be a nice little crossover. No. Release the Corsai Malachi and Sunai. Hello. That would be amazing. The Corsai eating away at the handlers. The Malachite torturing the handlers until they die. The Sunai sucking the souls of the evil handlers. Just a thought. So it's like, 4 out of 5 stars, people. Yeah. My theories for the next book. Hopefully that happens. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. The Lion team escape. Who knows what's gonna happen in book 3? And yeah, hopefully we get some revenge going on. Another Furia pops up, hopefully. We get the team back and everything. So, yeah. First book is the Menagerie. Has like a wing instead of a Minotaur's horn on it. I figured that out in the book, so I was hoping it'd be a little bit more of Erox in it, but nope. And yeah, let's see how well my anxiety does for the anticipation of the book title. So yeah. My name is Sarah, and bye!